And I think there's a level of self-reflection in it, right? Like, did I have a bad take? You know, and
sometimes
so, like,
yes.
Sometimes you might like go back on it, and sometimes like, no, I was damn right.
I meant what I said. I meant what I said.
I meant what I said. Well, that's us.
Yeah.
Hey, what's up, you guys? So I'm coming to you another video, and this video is going to be a video excerpt, a clip from the Killing Tyme Podcast, in which I recently did an interview with. So this video is going to pretty much kind of cover my YouTube journey, where I started, what I'm doing now, what I'm going in the future, and kind of like what I have learned in this YouTube journey so far. So if you're new to this channel, what is up? My name is Mitch, Mavic Mitch. Hey, Mitch, all the Mitches, and pretty much I like talking about what I like talking about. So current events, reviews, pop culture, social political commentary. Be sure to check out all those videos as you're finishing this video. And again, if you're new to this channel, if you're recently subscribed to this channel and you kind of want to learn a little bit my background, this kind of video is kind of like where you kind of learn a little about that. So be sure to check out the Killing Tyme Podcast. I'll link it below. Big shout outs to Korey, big shout outs to Broderick. You know, I just want to give them a big shout outs. And of course, go ahead, check out their channel. If you feel like you like their content, be sure to like, share, and subscribe with them. And just go to the channel saying I'm here from Mitch, saying just say what's up. And then also big shout outs to BABYBOYBLUE for dropping this song. It's an older song, but I think it serves well as far as having a chill kind of type of vibe for a little voiceover. So again, enjoy the rest of the video, and yeah, let's roll it.
Mitch, how did you start your YouTube stuff?
Yeah, I always had a channel, an account really.
Yeah.
I started doing stuff in Japan, but as soon as I PCS, it fell through, right?
Okay.
And so in 2019, I decided to like, hey, you know what? I'll fully commit. I'll be consistent. I'll do this thing, right? So 2019 is really when I started doing my YouTube stuff. Even before then, I was doing things on Instagram, just doing like movie reviews and everything. And so... And prior to that, like I actually have like an inclination towards YouTube because I did editing during like college and I had a background in graphic design. So a lot of this kind of like felt easy for me. So when it talks to like movie reviews, and it kind of just branched out to other things like current events, pop culture, even social commentary and everything. To me, it's like all the same thing, right?
Yeah.
And I think when it comes to, especially when I like talking about movies and storytelling, that's how we navigate our lives through stories, right? And you know, when we had times of old mythology, you know, and to me, comic books of today is our own mythology, and I like bringing that to our today. You know, like there's some messages about like even Spider-Man, you know, like with great responsibility there must also come with great power there must also come great responsibility, right? And so like you have these topics that I like to expand upon, you know, not just like, oh, like cool nerd out, right? Which I love doing too, but I think there's a greater storytelling aspect.
Yes, there's something deeper in the story. I actually like that. I like that. That's how I look at things too. Like there's always a lesson to be learned, and even the small things, you know, there's a lesson to be learned.
So translate that from movies, just talking about like regular movies, right, to actually how does that affect us?
Because it could be, like you said, it could be life lessons in these movies. You know what I'm saying? That you can take. Roger, you got something? Anything?
No. I actually remember Mitch talking about starting up his YouTube page with me while he was escorting me while I was working in Misawa. I don't know if you remember that, Mitch, but we talked about it a long time ago.
Totally forgot. No, but I know we probably went into it, but definitely it has evolved from there. And so what's cool now is that I actually became monetized within the last 6 months, right? And so
give him, you know what I'm saying? What you got? You got a clap for that or something? There it is. Let's go. Right.
So with that, I mean, it just feels kind of validating, right? Like these past couple of years wasn't gone to waste. Like, I'm making 30 cents a day. It ain't nothing. Like,
but you see the fruits of your labor, though.
Yes.
You see what you finally I'm seeing what I'm putting into this.
Yes.
From getting 5 views a video to, you know, I see you up to 2K subscribers now, over 2K subscribers. You know what I'm saying?
2K.
How long have you been doing it?
So committed since 2019. So I pretty much almost on the 3rd year mark, I became monetized.
Okay.
Right.
Awesome.
So heavy grind, right?
Yeah.
And so I talked to other YouTubers as far as all this game, and it's obviously one aspect is being consistent,
Yep.
right? And a lot of people can't.
No,
Like,
it's funny you say that, man, because I got home. You over there clapping cheeks, Broderick?
What you doing, man?
What are you doing? Pop, pop. Right. But Brod, you good to go? You want us to call you later?
Yeah, I'm good to go, bro.
All right, man. We'll holler at you. Good talking to you, bro.
Love y'all boys.
Love you too, man. So it's funny, man, because we see people who start their podcasts, who start their stuff, and they're not consistent.
Yeah.
They don't stay with it.
Yeah.
And that's one thing I pat ourselves on the back. You know, this is what episode 78 for us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To me, that's a huge testament to just your commitment, and especially for you going 3 years without seeing monetization.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, boom, you just gotta keep going, man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Always keep going. Like, that's a life lesson there right there, to keep going. No matter what, no matter who's watching, who's listening, keep going, because it's gonna get there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How has this interfered, or has it interfered with your Air Force career?
So funny, yeah. So it has, in a way. You know, like, leadership has. They know that I do this, right? And I do lean towards the political side, right?
Yes.
But I kind of need to tell them, like, hey, and they're which is good. You know, I'm glad they know about it, and then they're cool. I'm glad they have the backing, like, hey, do your thing. Just make sure you're kosher about it, right? And so as long as I'm not saying anything in uniform, saying anything that is
disparaging,
disparaging, or the on behalf of the DOD or U.S. Air Force, you know, I think I'm in my line, you know.
Okay.
And there's been like military geared YouTubers right there, right? And so I'm not the first, so I think there has been a level, because I know one guy, Kyle Gott, a lot of his videos was like tutorials, like how to survive basic training and all that stuff, right? And so he kind of like laid the way. He was actually stationed at Nellis. He got out already. So he kind of like laid the way as far as YouTubers in the military, right? And so even though my content is not geared toward the military anymore, really, but at least it's an avenue for quote unquote active duty, reservist, whatever you want to call it, to be in YouTube, you know, doing their thing.
All right. What has been your biggest challenge with navigating both worlds?
Not necessarily challenges, but, you know, just it just takes a lot of time, right? Like, being a YouTuber in itself is, especially when you're by yourself, you know, like you're doing a podcast right now, you're doing everything. You're doing marketing, you're editing, you're doing content creation. Like, like you're there with me, right? And so that's, if I wouldn't say necessarily a conflict of interest, it's just this is a full-time job.
Well, I find myself at work sometimes, like I'm doing topics at work. Yeah. I'm looking up topics at work. That's why I told you I had to wait to send it, because I have my topics on my work computer. Yeah. I'm on Instagram at work. You know, I got Instagram on my desktop to start, make sure I'm talking to people, make sure I'm reacting to, you know, talking and everything like that. Like I said, it's a full-time job, and it not conflict of interest, but you know, I do. So
there's a level to it. Like how much time you devote here and how much time you over here. I get it.
Go ahead.
But on the same note, like, just as much as you have a hobby or whatever, you know, you can, or even on like a private org or whatever. Like, if you're involved in another organization, it's just the same thing. It's just, this is towards like a side. Well, for me, a side hustle, but but for someone else, it could just be a hobby that could just very well be the same thing. You know, or school. Like, you know, a lot of people do their homework
at home. It's the same shit, right?
Yeah.
Same shit.
Yeah.
Okay. What was you said your first YouTube check was 30 cents.
On average, that's what I'm making right now.
Okay. What did it take to get there? Like, what's YouTube's levels to say, okay, now you're monetized?
So it's you have to have 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours.
That's hard.
So yeah, obviously the subscribers are hard, because, you know, one aspect, and it sucks to suck, but people don't like to subscribe when you only have like 200 subscribers, right? It's just like, you have to kind of like somehow build your way up there. And, you know, I wouldn't say I did bots, but like, I would kind of like, hey, I'll give you $5 if you subscribe, you know, like to like random people, like, just so like I can just build those numbers.
I'm not mad at that.
It's kind of weird though. It's kind of like one of those things, like when you're applying for a job and they're like, you need experience. Well, I'm applying so I can get the experience. You know what I mean? But that's like what you're saying. People don't want to subscribe because you only have this amount of subscribers. Right. Well, subscribe so I can get more subscribers.
Yeah. Exactly.
And as far as the watch hours go, if you do like a 10-minute video and you probably have maybe 100 views on it, you might get like 1, 2, 3 hours. So over time, you're building those hours. So that's not as hard, but still. It's still a grind, but
yeah, it is.
And they keep track of those numbers basically. So once you get past that plateau, I guess they're like, okay, now we're going to send you a check. Basically.
Yeah. So if you look at
your analytics,
and then there's even a option for monetization. Yep. They give you a notification and everything. It's kind of like a video game, really. Like you level up, and then you have these new attributes and abilities, and so it's kind of cool.
Okay,
because they give you a whole new different tab to see where your revenue is and all this stuff, and so it's pretty cool.
Okay,
so
I've seen videos of you being on the street.
Yeah.
What did that start? How did that start? You going on the street? Because before I just saw videos you in front of your camera and going in. So why did you start going on the street?
So I think I have done other things in the street before, just with my DSLR and all that stuff, and so it's cool. But now actually I brought my equipment to see if you want to check it out. But so I have a DJI camera. So it allows me. It has like facial tracking. It's super light. It's in my handheld. Yeah. If I'm going by myself, it's really easy, right? And it comes with
camera. That's a camera.
Yeah. So this company also does like drones. So
DJI. Yes.
So this is their it's their DJI Pocket 2. It comes with like its own mic, so I don't have to sync anything up. It just does it already.
Where's the camera? Is it covered?
Oh, this is the case.
Oh, that's the case. Okay, I'm like, I'm confused. Like, wait a minute.
Kind of firm inside.
Yeah.
It goes there. So it has I brought like an attachment in which it like an extension rod, and it syncs to your phone and everything. And so really, I can really do everything a lot by myself, right?
You need this.
That's nice. It comes on a little gimbal and everything.
Yeah.
Like that.
Yeah, so facial tracking, and then obviously, like you said, it has a gimbal. So it works a lot. I already tested out in one video.
The mic's good too and everything on it?
Yeah. So
Jesus.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Altogether, it's like a $700 investment, but like I think it's worth it
tomorrow. Yeah. For the cruise. No doubt, man. Because we're going on vacation on Friday. All three of us. So we're thinking about recording. We don't know yet, but this is a great alternate, especially when we start.
Well, I had already told you my ideas for recording, but that would change. That basically gets rid of all of the other things that I was thinking about.
Well, we'll talk about it.
Yeah,
we'll talk about it.
Like it's all. If it's literally everything's all right there.
Yeah.
So everything that I was thinking about,
text right there.
It's all right there.
Yeah. Okay. So going to your question. Me doing on the street interviews, I feel like is the next avenue as far as building my
your brand.
Channel and my brand, right? You're networking with people, you're talking, and you are actively talking on your feet, really, right? So I think it's along with podcasting, it's another avenue to develop my channel. So it's just another level.
All right.
I actually really like those conversations too. Whenever I see like people talking to people on the street, because they're just very organic. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like you just walk up to somebody like, hey, what do you think about this? And they're like,
right.
I don't know. Or they may have an in-depth answer. Or they just be like something off the wall. Like those, I love those type of That's why it was something that we were thinking about doing too.
I will say it is one of the hardest form. I'm learning really quick. It's one of the hardest forms of content creation.
Really?
Because you are walking in the street and people don't want to. Of course they're not gonna. And you're kind of gauging how to word things. So as soon as I say like, hey, I'm a YouTuber, and then I'm like dressed nice and everything, people think like I'm going to try to do like a viral trendy video, like a TikTok.
Or you're trying to hustle them or something.
Yeah, and they're like, oh, you have a YouTube? Like, oh, that's good for you. Like, and so like other people are nice, right? But other people like they just brush me off as if I'm like some young dude.
Okay.
Who's just like 50-50 sometimes.
Yeah. So again, it's a real gamble who you're interacting with. So it's, again, one of the hardest forms of content, I think. It's because you don't know what you're getting. Like I spent like a whole day, that one video talking about Joe Rogan. I spent like a whole day just to get one interview.
Jesus.
Like everyone else didn't want to talk, which I get it. You're here to shop and do whatever. Like you're not here to like have a conversation. But like other people like cool talk. But like it's just really hard.
Yeah.
So I'm learning that real quick.
Okay. All right. I had, oh my God, I lost my train of thought. Let's go back to the Air Force real quick.
Yeah.
10 years in, and you were what rank?
Staff Sergeant E5.
Staff Sergeant E5. What's the goal for you?
Well, I do want to finish the 10 years, 10 more years, right?
Okay.
I think, especially in the state of the world, I like this
right
stability that I have in my job. Like, I'm one of the blessed people, like, during 2020 that I did not have to worry about a paycheck. So 10 more years, I think I can survive. I'm really, if I can stay here in Vegas for the rest of the time.
Oh, really? You going to jump from base to base here?
If I can.
Okay, well, Cali's home for you, so it's close to home. Okay, so, I get that.
Yeah.
All right.
So, yeah, LA is hometown, and I travel back every other month type of thing. And so family is priority to me.
Right.
So staying in Las Vegas, if I can, would be the best thing for me.
Okay, understood.
After, I don't know. Let's see if this YouTube thing takes off.
Shit, sky's the limit then. Where you been stationed?
Just Misawa and Creech. So
that's it.
Yeah.
What? So hold on. Because I was in Misawa 2013 to 2015.
Yeah.
So you got there what, 2014?
I got in Japan in 2012.
Okay.
And then came to Vegas in 2014. But
so you was at Creech before, after 2014, or Nellis?
No. So Japan was my first base.
Yep.
And then I came here.
Okay, so you've been at Creech since 2014.
Yeah.
Jesus.
But I've been this is my fourth unit at there. So I've been bouncing unit to unit for like every 2 years. So
you've been making that drive for what, 8 years? You've been making that drive for 8 years?
Yeah.
What's wrong with you?
I mean, like, I listen to podcasts. It's a nice drive.
Just a 45-minute drive. I know.
Well, I live like Centennial Hills, so it's
okay. So
it's
30,
really
35 for you. Okay. I hated that. I'm so glad. I live 15 minutes from the job now. You know how much I love that? I can go across 215. I'm at work. I love it.
Yeah.
Like, I leave the house at 7:45. I'm at work by 8.
Yeah.
I love it. No traffic. It's all good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? All right. Anything else? You got something?
My only question is it hard doing, well, I think you kind of, I know you're doing it on your own. You probably already covered it already, but have you thought about adding somebody to help, do stuff?
So one of my friends from tech school, she lives here now, and we were trying to do a channel together. She is going through her life as far as like work and everything and navigating. So we've been having a hard time to come together for our joint channel. But if I could, I would love to do a setup once I have like more subscribers to do kind of like we're doing right now, having like a podcast type of thing, like live streams and all that stuff. I think that's where the goal kind of is as far as end game type of thing. Yeah. So yeah.
And I do got something. The open forum, how'd that come about?
So open forum, I was invited to be interviewer guests on it. So if for those who don't know, Open Forum PHLV Radio, it's a Filipino geared audience type of thing. And so the host of it for the show that I'm on is Josie Harrison, who is, if you're familiar with Joe Korey, it's Joe Korey's mom.
Oh, wow.
So she lives here locally.
Okay.
So did Joe Korey, really. Yeah. But he lives out in LA too, and he kind of travels back and forth. And so I was interviewed for one time just to like, hey, have this guy talk about like his channel and all this stuff. So I was interviewed, and she really liked who I was, and she asked me to go on board and be one of her panelists.
Okay.
So I was like, obviously it's not paid. She said like, but like exposure.
But the exposure was great.
And the skills just to talk and everything. Like, hey, like,
because people, this shit ain't easy.
Oh no.
Getting up and talking every damn week. How often do you do a
show?
Yeah, show view.
So PHLV does theirs every Monday 6 p.m. So I was actually there.
Oh, coming here. Okay.
But we do all our things over Zoom, so it's rather easy.
Yeah.
And so like I cut out of there early, and so to come over here.
Right.
So. And it was just one of those things which I like. I like talking about these open topics and everything. So yeah.
And how often do you do your show?
I do my videos. I try to push out every 4 days. I think that was kind of like my sweet spot.
Yeah.
I actually done a challenge where I posted every day.
Shit.
That's a lot.
Yeah, for a month.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember you talking about that.
Yeah. I learned a lot. I learned that I can streamline my content. I just need 3 hours. 3 hours to film, 3 hours to edit, 3 hours to upload. Oh, sorry. 3 hours, each, 1 hour each, right?
Okay.
And so I was able to streamline, and that definitely helped me figure out how to develop my craft, right? But just with work and everything, life, I think giving my 4-day window was good. Like, so 1 day to film, 1 day to edit, 1 day to upload.
Okay.
So,
I like it.
What about live episodes?
I haven't done live. I haven't tested out. I don't think I have enough following. I have 2,000, but they come in and out and everything, and so I feel like I don't have enough live viewers. I don't want the 2 people in live. Let's have a live stream with 2 people helping everybody. Yeah, so it just doesn't feel too something good right now. Maybe 3,000. Let's see if I have like constant people coming back.
Because you got a couple hundred on the live watching. That's good. You know what I mean? My last question, then we can get into our surprise question for you. What's the worst comment you ever got?
Worst comment?
Because the internet's
it's got to be some derogatory. I mean, I'm sure it is. I mean, that's what it is. It has to be 100%.
It's weird because I do politics, right? And so some of it can come to like, oh, you don't know what you're talking about and all this stuff. And you're like, oh, you know nothing. So I guess I can't think of anything off the top of my head because I don't think about those comments.
Got you.
Right? I think it's healthy not to think about those comments.
You can't. You can't.
Of course,
and I think that's one aspect why people don't go into these like live, like YouTube, podcast, whatever. It's the criticism, right?
Yeah.
Like because you put your life out there sometimes, right? And you put your thoughts out there, and and people will criticize it, and people like might be high and tight, like, oh, I don't know, but I really don't try to think about those negative comments.
Yeah.
And more or less, a lot of it is just trolls, right?
Yeah.
Like saying like, oh, you have a stupid take on this or whatever, or you're dumb or whatever. But nothing was heartfelt. Oh, I should.
You didn't take it personally.
You can't. We had a kind of the Joe Rogan stuff. That video we posted for that. It kind of took a life of its own on Instagram. With the views and the comments, where we got, I ain't gonna call it backlash. Would you call it backlash? What would you call it?
Kind of just like he was saying, like you're gonna get people
trolls,
that have their opinion and think that you don't know what you're talking about when. Yeah,
your opinion is your opinion. Doesn't make it right or wrong. It's not for you to agree with, disagree with. But your opinion is your opinion, and guess what? Respect it. You might not like it, but I'm gonna respect your opinion. Respect my opinion. Call it a
and we're all not gonna agree on the exact same thing all the time, anyway.
Yeah,
so it doesn't matter.
And I think there's a level of self-reflection in it, right? Like, did I have a bad take? You know, and
sometimes
so, like,
yes.
Sometimes you might like go back on it, and sometimes like I was damn right.
I meant what I said.
Well, that's us. From the time we push record to the time we push don't stop recording. If we said it, we said it.
Yeah.
We don't edit out anything in our podcast. If we said it, we said it, and we ain't going back. And clearing that shit up. We said it. We said it. Love it. Like it. Get the fuck out of here. We can have
a discussion about it. You can say, whatever you want. You can come on and talk about it.
Debate
it with us.
Yes, you know what I'm saying? And that is what it is.
Right.
Anything else?
Just YouTube, or do you do uploads like on Instagram, Facebook, anything like that? Or you just post specifically to YouTube? Specifically to
YouTube. If anything, my Instagram is there. Just like if I do like a movie review, and that's my Instagram is more like a personal thing. And if I just want to just post like a quick movie review, that's where I use it. It's really hard for me to multi-platform my stuff.
It's hard.
Maybe there is a better way, but I haven't figured out other than manually like upload here, and so
So we'll talk.
Okay,
we'll talk. Yeah, we'll definitely talk.
Favorite movie genre?
So I'm really into a lot of dystopian movies. One of my favorite movies is like the Hunger Games series, Catching Fire.
Yeah.
I just
like Book of Eli, stuff like that.
I actually haven't seen that movie. I should.
What?
But yeah,
bro, it'll blow your mind.
Yeah.
Great movie.
I just watched it today.
Again?
I watched it. I just had it on the back. Yeah, I had it on the background at work.
All right. I'm
not
about to say. About to chop you. Denzel be disappointed in you.
Yeah, definitely.
And then other than dystopian movies, big nerd. So Star Wars, comic book, and Marvel, DC, all that stuff. So all the things I can nerd out on.
Do you remember your first movie review? Your first video?
I do not. I would have to go back and figure out what I was talking about.
Do you remember what your first video was like in doing it? Do you remember that?
Not really.
Good or bad? Like, was it hard? Like, well, of course it was hard.
When I tried to attempt it the first time, I think one of my first videos it's a sci-fi channel called Helix. It's kind of like zombies type of thing. Mm-hmm. I just remember it was so cringe when I
went back and watched it.
I was like, please like and share, subscribe. It's weird saying those words for the first time. Yeah. And then obviously when you do this a lot, now it gets a flow, right? Yeah. And everything. But like when you first start out, you're like stumbling on your words. And you just feel awkward saying like, hey, viewer that's not there. Right. Like, share, and subscribe, Yeah. So.
And then your biggest video that you've done, like most views, most likes.
Yeah. That's rather easy. That I just did a compilation of Let's Go Brandon TikTok. That's the video that got me monetized. Really, because it's 100K views. How many watch hours? That one video got me monetized. Really,
that's pretty funny.
So that. Other than the 30 cents a day, that got me like $100.
Yeah,
so
nice, man.
That was that. So
that's hilarious. Let's go, Brandon.
Right.
Anything else?
What? I guess movies or something that you have coming up that you can't wait to do that you're interested in doing.
Well, Batman is coming out this weekend,
I'm going to see it Wednesday.
I'm probably gonna end up Wednesday. I'm gonna see it Thursday.
Yeah,
that's what he said. Wednesday too.
I got Wednesday tickets. 40X.
You might want to look at that.
Red Rock. I'm positive.
You might want to look. It might be like Batman Begins or some shit like that. Because you did that shit last time. You did that with Fast and the Furious.
Because opening day should be Friday, but they do it for Thursday.
Thursday nights.
Yeah.
The Batman fan first premieres Wednesday, March 2nd.
All right. Okay.
Okay. Maybe it's a first premiere, so that's a different event. Okay. I guess.
Yeah. All right. 40X. Me, the boy, and the wife are going. Before we go on I had to take him before we go on the cruise.
I'm gonna laugh my ass off of you, like, man.
I'll be so pissed.
They showed the original Michael Keaton Batman. I would fucking die.
It's just behind the scenes.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like the making of the Batman.
Because I've done
I would
before.
fucking die.
I was so pissed off when that shit happened.
He did it with Fast 9. He thought he was getting like early premiere tickets, and it was the one. It was Fast 8.
Yeah, I got the theater, so I'm sitting there like the first 5 minutes.
He's like, I've seen this already.
I've seen this, and I was like, wait a minute, maybe they're doing a flashback,
a whole movie.
So look, as it keeps going, I'm like, wait, this ain't no flashback.
I'm like, how did you not know that? Like,
I didn't pay attention.
Yeah,
you know me. I'm slow as hell.
Yeah.
You know I'm slow. All right, so anything else real quick?
Nah, man, I'm good.